Good evening. Are you awake? Well, if you're asleep, you're about to be awake when they start playing. Hi, I'm Dr. Amber James. I'm the music department coordinator. It's my privilege to welcome you to our Wind Ensemble concert. I have had the privilege of hearing them practice outside my office door all semester on Monday and Wednesday afternoons. So I'm really excited to hear them here and that you decided to come and support your family and your friends that are in the group. A couple things you'll see on your program. We have a few more events this semester that we would love to have you attend. This Thursday evening, the choir will be presenting their concert in this same space at 7:30. Friday afternoon, in a live chapel next door, we have the piano studio recital at 4 p.m. And then Lessons and Carols is on a Saturday this year. So if you normally come to Lessons and Carols, don't come on the first Friday of December. Come December 2nd at 7:30, where you will also be able to see the Wind Ensemble again, the choir, and other groups in our department as we celebrate the season together. If you need to use the restroom, they are located in the lobby. And feel free to take pictures. Just make sure that your phones are off. And we're excited about this program. There's some special features and things that I'm sure Professor Day will energetically tell us about throughout the program. So before we begin, please pray with me. Thank you, Father, for this evening of music that we are able to celebrate. And I just pray that it's just a fun evening and we just enjoy everything that we hear and all the hard work that has gone into this concert. Be with us as we head into the Thanksgiving holidays. Keep us safe as we travel and spend time with family. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to tell you right now, my voice is not always this incredible. It's only after I talk too much. So this is the best you'll get from me tonight. Thank you guys who are coming in later on. Appreciate you being here. And I'm delighted to see a number of students here. We are very excited to have you here. Thank you for coming out. And of course, everyone that's here. The first tune was, of course, a traditional beginning to any wind ensemble piece in South Carolina, a tango. Of course, every band must play a tango because you don't have to use a baton. So it's just like this, okay. The truth is, this is a very wonderfully young, brand new ensemble here. We've got students who have never been in a wind ensemble before, including Rachel, who is doing triangle solos all night. So if you could just give her a big hand. For those of you who don't know it, it's really okay to be a non-wind player and to be an effective, very strong contributor to a wind ensemble with percussion and piano, and you're going to see all of that this evening. So at the beginning of the year, we never know what to expect, and so this year was no different. So you're going to hear a wide variety of things because we had a wide variety of experiments, let's say. So the first one was the tango, and for those of you who are band directors or know anything about the band thing, a few years ago we had this little COVID thing that came around, and there was all kinds of music written during that time for weird instrumentation because a lot of people didn't have their band, and that was one of them. So we had to do some weird arranging of the instrumentation to make it work. This next one is another one, and it's so well written that we didn't have to change anything. You're only going to hear 4 different parts, but it's going to sound much more than that. It sounds very orchestral because it's a transcription of a string orchestra piece. I hope you enjoy this setting. It's called Symphony. Thank you very much. You like that one? The crowd is feeding back to the stage. This is awesome. Well, I like that you're here. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, anyone else? Like we can have conversations here. It was fun, and if you listened very carefully, you were hearing things that perhaps were not the normal type of playing. You saw me kept doing this at the trumpet section because the composer, the arranger, had them playing like viola parts, boom, 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 requiring all kinds of control. And if you looked very carefully, you may have seen one or two players stop in the middle and go, because they're brutal in the fact that they never give them a chance to rest. So I talk a little bit more than I should. But the next piece is something that, is Cynthia here? Cynthia, yes. Cynthia's produced, she's our departmental secretary and runs everything. And last summer she put some music out on the counter and said, this is just lying around so we can just take some of this stuff. And I picked up one of the pieces, and it was George Gershwin's 3 Preludes for Piano. Now I said, this is awesome, but I don't play piano. I don't play piano well at all. But I said, I think I'm going to try to arrange this for kicks. And my wife was like, yay, because then she'd hear Gershwin for many, many, many days. But it actually came out okay. And it scared me a little bit when I passed it out to the ensemble. We're going to do 2 movements of the 3 Preludes, and the first one is really jazzy. And of course, when Gershwin wrote this, he wrote this for himself, piano solo. So we've expanded it into wind ensemble with percussion. And then the second movement is just a lovely, lovely melody. We're going to feature Emma on oboe as one of our soloists, and Gavin on euphonium as another soloist. But we haven't finished the third one yet, but we said we've got the first 2 ready. So I hope you enjoy the Gershwin's 3 Preludes minus the third one. Everybody else, check. So you've heard a tango, you've heard a string orchestra number, and you've heard a piano solo. So what would you expect to hear next? How about a piece of traditional concert band literature written for a concert band? That would be cool, and that's what we're going to do. And it gives me a moment to tell you about community bands. Hopefully, every one of these people will continue to play in band after they get out of college or after they get a job somewhere. There are community bands all over the area. In fact, our area right here has community bands in Anderson and in Easley and in Greenville and in the western part of the state, or in Oconee County, in Spartanburg. They're everywhere because people love to play. And the Greenville Concert Band hosted a large library from the composer in Greenville, William Barker. His name was Warren Barker. He was a prolific composer, and in his later years he moved to Greenville and continued to work in Greenville. And he gave many of his scores away before he died. And Greenville had several pieces that were duplicates. And so the Greenville Concert Band gave them to me that we could use at this school as well as at another community band. And so this is a gift from Warren Barker, who gave it to Greenville Concert Band, who gave it to another community band, who gave it to us, and we're going to give it to you. Warren Barker was a very, very creative composer. This piece has got some beautiful, tender moments as well as lots of energy, lots of percussion work, and enough to keep the fingers busy. So I hope you enjoy. You'll never have heard this before, but it's called Pinnacle Overture by Warren Barker. Thank you very much. First year ever playing percussion, timpani, Liam Durham. Did a good job. So that was a traditional concert band piece. So of course, the next thing you expect is something similar along the lines of legitimate concert band literature. But instead, I'm going to present to you one of our new freshman vocalists. We have come to know him over the last few days as DJ Dalton. DJ Dalton. Because he's going to present to you in his own DJ Dalton kind of way a small narration that helps introduce a piece called Jukebox by a wonderful composer by the name of, what's his name? Harold Walters. I've got all my W's and H's messed up. Anybody ever heard this song, Instant Concert? Harold Walters. It was the initial first hooked on classics kind of song. But this is a little bit different. It features several of our players. You're going to enjoy the jazzy sounds of our ensemble as I bring on DJ Dalton to get us started.
The next number on our program is dedicated to all the gals and cats who put all those lunch money nickels in the jukebox. We didn't bring the jukebox with us today, but we're going to do even better. We're going to show you what goes on behind the records you're always playing. Well, let's start out with one that's situated right there in the well-known groove. Here's one, number 10. Get set for one that's rocking and riding. Put in the nickel, and here it goes. While things cool off a little, let's play one of the soft, smooth side. I think number 14 is just about what we're looking for. So, sit back and let's listen to that man who plays the singing trombone. In goes the nickel, and we'll listen. Let's take our next nickel and listen to the man who plays our favorite trumpet. Let's see. We've heard him play just about everything, but here's a new one called D Blues, number 11 on our jukebox. And trumpet man, take it away. The next record on our jukebox features the singing horn of the Waltz King. We'll see if you can recognize one of his newest platters, number 18, and let's listen to our singing horn. Well, here's our last nickel. So let's top it all off with a record by the clarinet gal whom we call the Queen of Swing. Keep your ears open, cats, for in this one, we'll hear all of our favorites playing together. It's our last nickel, but it's a record we'll never forget. Get set, here it is.
So, let's rewind tangos, piano quartet, no, solos, string ensembles, and a real concert band piece of music. And then that we just did, which was great, was it not? Was that fun? Yeah, it was fun. And so, other things that good wind ensembles do is to play with soloists. And we are delighted to give you our soloist for this evening, who's an adjunct and a wonderful trombone instructor and conductor and a really great dude who has started yet another community band in our area, which is a European-style brass band out of Spartanburg, which has been such fun to play in. But he's also an incredible performer. And so we talked earlier in the year, and he said, here's a piece. I can play this with you guys. And it's really kind of cool, and it's kind of like Halloween-ish, so we're a week or two late, but it's called Howls and Hymns for Band and Solo Trombone. So I'd like to bring on Dr. Art Hecker as we perform Howls and Hymns. He wore the jacket for me, he said. Yeah. Crushed belt. Sounds like a cake. 900 inches. We really brought him on because of the jacket. The jacket is a stellar jacket right there. Dress well. He's an amazing talent. We're very delighted to have him here. In fact, he is the instructor of several of our folks on stage. One here is Ransom, our tuba player. And sitting next to Ransom is the ghost tuba player, because Word documents have a way of eating people at the end of columns. And Jacob was at the end of the column, and his name got eaten up when we formatted the program. So this is Jacob Gordon. Jacob, stand up. Go ahead, stand up. Jacob, yes! Sit down. I told him I was going to tell his name, and he said, just don't tell me to stand up. So I did. So where was I? For those of you who don't know, it's challenging to play with a soloist, because our job is to make him sound even better than he is, as far as to give him the background, which means the band has to respond to the soloist's adjustments. And this was the first time we played through the piece with him, because we don't get to practice with him all the time. So I thought the band did a great job in adjusting, and he's a great soloist, and it was very much fun, and we'll do some more of that soon. We have two more pieces for you. This next one comes from that early in the semester, don't know what we're going to play category, but we have a young lady who is a piano major, and I had a piece that had a piano part. So that's how we chose this next piece. This is Kate on the piano, and we also have another fine piano player who's playing percussion. This is Seth playing bells. And the piece is just a cute little piece of music that was written for the composer's baby girl. And it's called Such Small Things. And you're going to notice at one point in the program, I'm going to stop conducting, and I'm going to turn it over to the band. And their job in rehearsals is to practice listening to each other. And if they stay together, that means they've done a great job. So this is a beautiful melody, Such Small Things. So, what else would a wind ensemble do? So we've done pretty and quiet and kind of loud and normal. We've played some jazz. We've had a guy with a great crushed velvet jacket play with us and play a wonderful solo. And then we played just a beautiful piece of music. So what would you expect next? Okay, so I'm going to show you because I have to suit up for this one. So, COVID also brought along other fun things in the band world. One of them was remote bands, and you may have seen online pictures of all these people's faces on the screen. This is a tune that's supposed to work that way, but we've changed it a little bit. So, we've never done a piece where we are accompanied by the computer. So we've got a track that's going to be playing that was made by this very talented composer who lives out in Washington or Oregon, one of those out there. And she wrote this really interesting piece of music called Tight Squeeze. Now, you might think it's a really deep meaning for the title of the piece, but actually, she took a picture. She's also a photographer, and on the front of the cover of this piece of music, there is a seagull with a fish halfway down its throat, like the seagulls can't handle it. It's like, ah. And she goes, that would be the great name for this piece, because the piece is an aleatoric 12-tone kind of composition. She said, picture maybe, Russian composer and a jazz musician going into a bar. It sounds like the beginning of a joke. But the music is crazy and wild. It has a track that I have to follow. And on the screen, you're going to see a number of our band members who have made their parts on a tape and had to send it, and we had to synchronize it with everything. And then we've also got the composer who's going to introduce the tune for us. So not only do we have stars on the stage, we've got stars of the stage and the screen today, as well as some alumni. And if you look very carefully, you might see one of our recent faculty members in an impromptu performance as well. So enjoy the screen, enjoy the audience, or the band here, and they're going to get lively at the end, and we encourage you to get lively right along with them. So this piece is called Tight Squeeze, and I'm going to let the composer introduce it to you.
I'm Alex Shapiro, and I am the guilty party for the piece that this wonderful audience is about to hear. Tight Squeeze. Some pieces are designed to be very, very serious, really serious. Serious. Not this one. This one is just 3 minutes and 15 seconds of fun, just pure fun. And I hope you all have fun with it, playing it, and listening to it. Enjoy. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There are no encores. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much and have a pleasant evening.